Deconstructing the negative conviction. I mean, I've been doing a lot of work on myself, but I hadn't gotten that piece sorted out. And finally getting that piece stopped the voices in my head, which have been there my whole life. And I wake up to them every day and they're gone. I don't wake up to them anymore. So that was big. Wow.
How many thoughts does a human being have a day? 60,000 thoughts a day. Now, every one of those thoughts is either in the service of the results that you want to create or takes you further away from. How many of your 60,000 thoughts today, over the past few days, generally speaking, are taking you further away from the results, the life that you want to be living? 40%. 40%? Okay, good. That would be what? That would be just under, how that be about like 25,000, somewhere in there. So if you think 20,000 thoughts a day times 7, that's 140,000 thoughts that week that could have been otherwise allocated towards kind of accomplishing the things that you want for your life, or even having some relaxation and leisure time, right? And that's one person, 1 week, yet let alone sort of all the people on your team over the course of a month or a year. So one of the secrets to your success is making sure that every one of your 60,000 thoughts is in the service of creating the results that you want holistically for your life. I want to give you a metaphor that's going to help you to become aware of those thoughts and to be able to craft them into the kind of thoughts that are going to help you be who you want to be. So let's use this as a metaphor. That stream of consciousness, those 60,000 thoughts that are streaming through your mind all day long, they are your conscious mind, right? And your conscious mind is like the captain of a ship. Your conscious mind is like the captain of a ship. And so every thought is like a captain's order that is sent down from your conscious mind to the crew members, your subconscious mind. So let me just define broadly your subconscious mind, your crew members, as all the cells in your brain and in your body that help you, that will carry out sort of what you put your attention onto, how you move your muscles, what thought is going to come next. Your subconscious mind is your crew member. So every thought is a captain's order, sent down from the captain to the crew members, right? Now your crew members, their job is to carry out the orders. They're down there below the deck of the ship. They're rowing the boat, they're putting the coal in the fire, they're steering. That's their job, is to carry out the orders that come down. And because they're down there below the deck of the ship, they have no idea whether the ship is going to the left or going to the right or thrashing or stagnating or hitting other ships. Their job is to carry out the orders. So what we want to do now is that we want to become aware of some of your typical captain's orders, particularly the ones that are taking you further away from the results that you want to create, and then we want to learn how to reconstruct them. So let me just sort of take some versions of the things that you sort of said like, oh, I'll never get it all done, something like that. Yes, can we all relate to that? Yeah. Okay, good. So when you have that thought that says, oh, I'll never get it all done, here's exactly what's going on. Essentially, your captain is walking into the meeting in that particular second with your crew members. And here's what your captain is saying. Your captain is saying, create a sense of overwhelm for me. And add into that a feeling of dread and pit that I'm going to get in my stomach. And while you're at it, defocus me and make me think of the 25 things that I have to do in this second instead of the one that I can actually do. Right? Like that's sort of, break. Now go do your job. I mean, that's sort of what's going on in that moment, right? And if you have, sort of, I'm nervous about the meeting this afternoon or something like that, I've heard people say things like, oh, I feel like I'm not going to be smart enough in that meeting. Anybody sort of ever had sort of a thought like around that? So again, let's just notice what's going on, sort of what captain's order is being given in that moment. So essentially your captain is coming into the crew member staff meeting right at that very moment. You have the thought, oh, I'm nervous, I'm not going to be smart enough in that meeting. So here's what's being sent down to the crew members. You're saying, any knowledge that I had about how to act in this meeting, make sure that I blank out on it and that I'm not in touch with how smart I am, that I'm only focused on how smart I'm not. Right? It says, and while you're at it, put a little bit of a slump in my shoulder and that kind of tentative feeling so that I give out a vibe that I'm not really confident on top of my game. Oh, and while you're at it, make sure that you have memory associations of other times that I felt like I might fail in my life and that I blew it in the moment. Break. Now go do your job. I mean, is that the order is that what's being given to the crew members? Okay, so that's what's going on, right? You are the captain of your own ship. So what we're talking about, your captain's job is to stand up there on the front of the ship, like in the Titanic, Okay, good. With your telescope outstretched, focus on your horizon point. So what I want you to start appreciating is that every thought is a captain's order. Every thought is a directive to your subconscious mind, to the cells in your brain and your body, to carry out something. What are you telling your crew members to carry out for you? Because I'm telling you that I know personally by 1 or 2 degrees of separation every person in this room. If you have not, or people that you know have not yet achieved the kinds of things that they want in terms of achievement and fulfillment, it is not a crew member capability issue. It is what? It's a captain's order issue. It's a captain issue. You are the captain. You have to remember